Whoa, 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 whoa. Good morning, good morning.
How are y'all doing? How
Yeah.
are y'all doing?
Come on, Regina, kick them on off. Tell them what's going on this morning.
How are y'all doing this morning? My goodness, let me tell you what. It is a blessing that I'm here because I got stuck in traffic, y'all. But I'm thankful that I'm here in a peaceful and sound mind. So I hope you guys will be that way all day today. But let me tell you something. We got some great things for you on today. We are here to transform. We are here to empower you this morning. And you know what? If you guys are ready to make that shift, like that real shift, like that mindset shift that sets you apart from everybody else, because we keep saying we're not of this world, we're in this world. So if we're set apart, that means we got to be dynamic, baby.
Yes, come
Oh,
on.
look
Let the blow on me. You know,
being
that's,
dynamic. That's
yeah,
what's up, honey. It's the
yes.
energy inside of you. Good morning, Dana. How are you this morning?
Good
Good morning, Miss
morning.
Phyllis. How are you this morning? Listen, shout out to our YouTube, shout out to our Facebook, shout out to our IG communities that show
Yes.
up for us. Whether you catch us live, and good morning, Reverend Pat. She says it's Tuesday morning. Blessings, beautiful sisters. Good morning, Cynthia Lewis. Good morning, Miss Patricia. Whether you see us now or whether you catch us on the replay, and Dana,
Oh, Dana, we have
and
missed you
let me
too.
say
Hey,
this, honey,
girl.
what you did on the show with Regina, baby, showed out. Great job. Kudos, claps, congrats. You did an amazing job. So we're glad to see you this morning. I'm gonna tell y'all, let's hop into it kind of quickly this morning. I was doing a training, in a training yesterday. And so they played a clip of a speaker in this group that I'm in. And one of the things, it was based off of the scripture that says, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper."
Yes.
Someone
Oh,
said, "We are fire."
thank,
Yes, baby.
And
Thank
we
thank
you,
are
thank
you,
you,
on
thank
fire.
you. We
Cynthia.
receive it.
We are on fire.
No weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Shall what?
How many times people
Prosper.
say that all the time? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Do you know many times you hear that when adversity happens, when things are going on in your life, when you're just like the devil is a lie. He's not going to keep me down, right? The devil is a lie. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to be great, right? But what if the weapon that's formed against you, keeping you from prospering, is
It's
you?
you.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You
It,
are
but
the weapon that
and
is
it
formed against you
is
that keeps you from prospering.
95% of the time,
What did
you
it
are
say?
your own weapon. You know how you
Tell them
say
about
you
them
are
thoughts
your
they said. Tell them about that percentage of them thoughts.
exactly 80% of your thoughts. It's those thoughts that is your weapon. Those thoughts will keep telling you. We keep talking about the same thing over and over, and that's knowing it in your heart, taking it in your heart, and holding on to it, and not letting it go. The only way you're letting it go is when you ball up your fist and you surrender and you let it go. You
Mm-hmm.
let it go to God, not to people, not to me, not to shoot me back down. We are our worst
Yep.
critic. We
We
are
are our
our
worst.
worst everything. If
Cynthia says we
somebody
are
say
we damage ourselves
Yeah, we
most
we
of
do.
are
the
the
time.
damaged goods, we
Yeah.
And
are
that's
the
the
goods to
reality of
damage.
things. That is the reality of things. A lot of times we're looking for an outside enemy when
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it's the inner me,
Yeah.
not the enemy, but the inner me that is keeping me from prospering. It is the
Yes.
procrastination. It is the
Oof,
fear. It is the
that
doubt. It is the
procrastination. Oof.
separating yourself and staying lonely and the isolation, the things that
Mm-hmm.
keep you from prospering and saying all is well with my soul, right?
Right.
Regina
Right.
Mm-hmm.
posted something up in her group. Regina has a group, a health and wellness group. And so constantly putting things in there, because of course she's all about sacred healing, mind, body, and soul, right?
Yes.
Dana said that is so true. I kept myself down in a toxic situation
Mhm.
because I painted different pictures for different people that was showing me their true colors. I just always thought things would change when in all reality, I was holding myself down for years. And that's so beautiful that you recognize it, Dana.
Yes.
So
Yes.
many people are constantly pointing fingers at other people who are causing you to not. The man is keeping me from being successful. This person kept me,
Right.
from achieving my greatness, or this person or whatever. You're pointing the finger, but as you're pointing one out at somebody else, the others are pointing back at you, right? So Regina had something that she posted in the group. It says your life is shaped by. When you listen to some of the things that your life is shaped by, a lot of the time those are the things that cause you to keep yourself in bondage, keep yourself playing small, keep yourself not excelling. One is the food you eat.
Mm.
When you talk about you keeping yourself, maybe you're the weapon formed against you that's keeping you from prospering. If your health is bad, what are you putting in your mouth? Y'all
Right.
Mm.
think about Daniel and the lion's den. You remember when
Ooh.
Daniel did the fasting, right? And the
Right.
king was like, come eat at the king's table because, baby, all the spread is out, all the good stuff, all the delicacies, all the
Yes.
stuff. But you know what? Sometimes we overindulge in food that we know we don't need to eat.
That's
That
true.
So
we
you wonder why you
Yes.
have gastrointestinal issues. You wonder why high blood pressure, diabetes, all these things, because we keep putting food in our mouths that are not conducive to good health for us.
Right.
that
You
is
know,
so true.
Daniel
I'm
said,
guilty.
baby, I eat, he said, all we doing is, me and my folks, we just eating fruits and vegetables and
Mhm.
drinking water, period. We're not
Yeah.
indulging other
Right.
stuff. And at the
Right.
end of the time period, Daniel came out. That's why most Christians, you see them always doing
Yeah.
Daniel fast, because Daniel came out looking better,
Yeah.
feeling better, stronger, able to do more because of what he ate. The foods you eat can
Yeah.
either
So
help
true.
you or hinder you
Perjury.
from
Hmm.
being the best version of yourself. Because sometimes what you eat can keep you sluggish.
Yeah.
Sometimes what
Hmm.
you eat can keep you from having mental clarity. Sometimes
Hmm.
what you eat can make you not feel at your best level.
Hmm.
Your life is shaped by
And you
the
know
food that
it.
you eat.
You
And
Yeah.
you
know,
know
Oh,
it.
we
you
all
know
know
it
it.
immediately. It
Yeah,
don't
we do.
wait
Right.
till let me decide. When you eat certain foods, I love me some pork chops, but as soon as I eat them, my body immediately say, you dizzy. I get that dizzy feeling, like my body is just saying, I don't want it. And you go back and say, but I've been eating this all my life. Well, just because you've been doing it all of your life, does not mean it's good for your life. I mean, we quick to say, I don't know what's going on because I always eat this hot fudge cake before work, this cinnamon roll, and so I don't know why my body is all of a sudden rejecting it. As you
That's
change, your
true.
body change. Your
That's true.
body does not want what you always have had. And we're constantly making excuses for
Mhm.
why the food is okay or why we need the food. I
Right.
need this because I need some energy. I need this because I'm having a bad day. I need this because I just want it.
Yeah,
I
that's
want,
true. That's true. That is
we
so
have,
true.
we're, everything that I said, it was an I mentality.
Yes.
Uh,
You are the weapon
I.
formed against
there you
yourself.
go. There you are. Yeah, we are the
You
women.
are the weapon formed against yourself because it requires discipline. You got to be disciplined enough. And that's for all of us in some area. You got to be
I know
disciplined
I'm
enough to make
guilty.
sure that you're not the weapon formed against you that's keeping you from prospering. The other thing was your life is shaped by the books that you read. And I'm going to combine this with the books that you read and the media you consume. If you're always into the news and the news has you stressed
Yes.
out, stop watching. Stop
Yes.
being overwhelmed that, oh my God, this is what they're doing. Oh God, something's gonna happen. Oh God, I can't leave the house. Oh God, this is gonna you're in a panic because you're consuming information
Yeah.
and not trusting God. You're
Yes.
the weapon formed against you that's keeping you from prospering because it's
Yes.
feeding your fear, not your faith.
Yes. That is so
You got to
true.
learn how to feed your faith,
Yep.
not your fear. Don't be the weapon that's keeping you from prospering because
That's
you let
it.
things come into your ear and eye gate. What you read, you're reading books that are setting you up for negativity, or you're listening to media that's keeping you not being positive in life.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your choices. Nobody's forcing you to do that.
Exactly.
Yes.
But you want to
No,
read stuff that's getting you to be empowered and enlightened and giving you the opportunity to, become better and stronger and wiser. You don't want to
bet
get stuff that's
better,
dumbing you
stronger,
down.
and wiser.
Yeah,
We
and
can't
follow
just
the
zoom through
multitude
them.
again in media. You see what I'm saying? You have to think. It's about thinking for yourself.
Yes, yes.
I
My
mean, that's just
my
like I
brother.
fly today. I fly out today and I'm flying on Contour, which is a small private airlines. And immediately it tried to say, I was like, look, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm protected by the blood. Blood, I'm covered by the blood. My grandmama
Absolutely.
like, I don't know if I want you flying. You might should drive. No, I'm getting on this plane and I'm gonna enjoy my ride on this plane and I'm getting to my destination. Point blank.
Absolutely, absolutely. No worries, Farika. Thank you for being here. Carolyn Stevens said, "Good morning." Yes, that is the truth. Miss Patricia said, "Lord, help us to be mindful of what we put into our mouth. Put a guard over our mouth when it's not good for us. Remind us that our bodies are the temple of the
Yes,
living God." Sparkle, back to what you said. Absolutely, the fear of flying has been on people's hearts now because you keep seeing
that's
these
true.
flights that have been crashing, and so you're like,
Yes.
oh God, I can't get on a flight. But you got to trust that God is going to keep you safe. Because at the end of the day, whether it's in the air, whether
Or on the
Angie,
road.
Angie Stone was on a passenger van, it
Yes.
can
But you
happen.
know what? It goes back to saying you can die quicker of what you put in your mouth than you get in that plane, and that's just keeping it real.
Absolutely, percentage wise, yes, for sure. You
Yeah.
have to be mindful of not being your own enemy, right?
Right.
Yes.
You have to be mindful of feeding yourself things that are going to build your faith, not your fear. The other thing, your life is shaped by the goals you set. If you set small goals, you're going to get small results. If you set big goals, you're going to get big results. Bottom line, again, we talk
Yeah.
about no weapon formed against us shall prosper.
There you
If
go.
you set goals and you don't put action steps to accomplish those goals, good morning, Shannon, then how are you going to achieve the goals? If I say that I want to have an extra $10,000 in my bank account in the next 6 months and I don't save anything, then
Then
I'm
you
the
ain't going
weapon
to.
that's
Yep.
keeping me from prospering. If I'm saying, instead of me saving, I'm out here on these different Sheen and Fashion Nova and all these other sites, and I'm out going out to eat and spending money, then I'm setting myself up to not
Yeah.
hit my goals. We got to be mindful of
Yes.
what we are doing because the enemy is
Yeah.
most likely the enemy that's keeping me from being
Yeah.
prosperous and having all God said that I can
And
have.
yes, and I'm glad you said that about because I remember when back, a few years ago before I decided to be responsible about my money. When I got my income tax, I already had it spent. Oh, I'm going here, I'm doing this, and I'm doing
Mhm.
that, and I'm doing this, and all that kind of stuff instead of understanding when you get a large sum of money, you have to be responsible with that sum of money. It's called savings account and you don't touch it. Period.
Period.
If you don't have an investment already, then that means you need to put it in the savings
Yeah.
account and everything is not a reason to pull out. Oh, I want crab legs.
Yeah.
Okay. If you've
Yeah,
been
no.
wanting crab legs, and when you wanted crab legs before, you either waited until you could afford it, or you just did not get them. They sell them at Kroger's for $19.99 a box. I
Exactly.
promise you.
And if you
And if
tell them,
you
if you
go
need to, you
home,
need to pay off your debt.
exactly. Stop. Like I just at the engagement I spoke about how debt collectors, you owe them their money. Stop trying to do it the sneaky way and or get it wrote off. No, you promised them. This is a behavior that you have,
Yeah,
that you
that
said
sounds
that you're going
perfect.
to do something and you're going to pay somebody. That's your word. When you give your word, God expects you to come through on your word. Well, I didn't give him my word. Yes, you did. You signed some kind of document. When you put a signature on a document, that's your word. I said that I was going to spend. Well, they don't need my money. They got more money than everybody. Like, they got a lot of money. They need what you gave them. If somebody borrowed money from you, you want it back. And it's no different from a debt collector. Just
Mm-hmm.
because they are a large establishment does not mean that they shouldn't get their money. They started somewhere just like you started somewhere.
That's
Your
true.
business started somewhere small and they had to build up to where they're going. So be very smart and stop making excuses of why you shouldn't pay it. They shouldn't have gave me that loan. They knew I didn't have the money to pay them. No, they didn't. And if they did know, they took a risk on you. They took a chance on you. So it's your responsibility to pay them people money back. And don't go get another credit card to pay that credit card off, because it's going to keep on revolving and the debt will continue, continue, continue,
Mm-mm.
continue. But you over here shout, thank you, Lord, I'm debt free. Thank you, God, I'm debt free. But you at Red Lobster and you just gonna give them $10 because they said all I had to pay was $10.
Right.
The
Right.
scripture says, say it, you didn't complain when you spent the money, so don't complain when you have to pay it back,
And it's
period.
just like
The next
losing
one,
weight. It's like losing weight. It feels good. It tastes good while you eating it. But then when it's time to get them pounds off of you, it's a job. It's an
it's a
assignment.
job. It's a
And I'm
job.
sorry, I get passionate about that.
I
Now
know,
that
right?
God,
I was gonna
look,
say, look,
now that
at the
God
end
has,
of the day, like
and
you
it was
always
from
said,
some,
discipline is the key, point blank, period. Discipline is the key. The next thing your life is shaped by are the experiences you have. Your experiences will either help you grow or hold you in a rut. Sometimes in life, we need to have great experiences. You need to have exposure. Sometimes you need to travel places so that you can see what other people are doing, because may be from a little small town and y'all do things a certain way, but other people in the world are doing things other way. Expand your mind, expand your palate. It may be placed. Sometimes you may think you don't know that you don't like certain things because you never tried it.
mhm,
Sometimes you're so close-minded on experiences that you feel like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna stay in this little shell. I'm gonna stay in this little rut. I'm gonna stay on this little couch. I'm gonna watch this little TV. I'm gonna just do these little things when the world is huge. God created
yeah,
a big, beautiful world. Your experiences will shape how you move, right? Bad experiences will give you reasons to keep yourself from prospering in areas that you could be thriving in. Great experiences help you to see, wow, it challenges you and it allows you to see what you're built what you're made of. You know, sometimes you
mhm,
have experiences and it teaches you that, oh, I know how to multitask. I know how to go out here and handle
Mhm.
certain situations. I
Yeah.
know how to utilize the gift of discernment or whatever to make sure that I'm thriving in certain situations and my experiences are better as a result of that. Kathy came back to Ecclesiastes 5, 4, and 5 in the New King James Version. When you make a vow to God, do not delay to pay it, for he has no pleasure in fools. Pay what you have vowed. Better not to vow than to vow and not pay. You better
There
come
you go.
on, Kathy,
you
and
Better,
better
drop
come on
better
with
bring
that
it. You
good
better go on and
word.
bring
it
it.
and drop it. The next
Oh my
thing
God.
your life is shaped by are the habits that you stick to and the environment that you are in.
Mhm.
If you're in a toxic environment, if you are in a dysfunctional environment,
Mhm,
sometimes we get to the point where we normalize being in these
mhm,
type of situations, being in these type of environments. We normalize foolishness.
Yeah.
When we got to get to a place where I'm not going to let me keep settling
Seven.
for this situation or this environment. I can't keep doing these habits. You know what I'm saying? If you know that, I
Right.
hate to put it
Think
out there,
that settling is at the bottom.
yes, settling. When the dust settles, then settling is at the bottom. It's not up here at the top. Look, they said look, I can't be way too crowded. You got to
Mm-hmm.
elevate to something greater, elevate to something better.
Yeah.
Don't
Mm-hmm.
be the weapon formed against yourself. That is what this is all about. You form the weapon because you continue to do habits that are not becoming of you. You
Mm-hmm.
continue to do things, okay,
Except.
I'm gonna start this diet at the first of the month. I'm gonna start working out the first of the month. My habits, I'm gonna start, doing this, then every night I eat a bowl of ice cream before I go to bed. You get into habits that are not conducive to
And
a
it
better you.
happened so fast. You just go from like two bowls of ice cream, and then you know that, and then you look back and you're like, I have eaten a bowl of ice cream every day this week. For the last, I
Every
mean,
day.
I've been doing
Yeah.
this for the last 30 days. It will your habits will
Mhm.
creep in and take over, and you don't even realize that they have creeped in.
That's right.
Exactly. Before you look up, time has passed by, and you're just like, oh my God, I've been doing this for 2 years. Dana said, I
Right.
learned love is tolerance at a young age. I had to unlearn that. Don't tolerate nonsense. You got to get
So
to the place
good.
where you choose you
You choose
over
you.
foolishness. You choose you over
This
chaos.
is so
Right.
You choose
good because
you
it's stuff
over
that you don't even think about.
things you
Mm-hmm.
don't even think about. You allow people, you know how sometimes you get in situations and you tiptoe around people. So that was the next one, the people you spend time with. Let them marinate with you for a
Mm-hmm.
minute. The people that you spend time with shape your life. But how are they shaping your life? Are they
Mm-hmm. But
shaping you
how?
in a good way? Are they influencing you? Sparkle did a talk, I think last week or week before last, about how do you tell if who's influencing you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Good influence on you, or are they a bad influence? Do they cause you to step out and say, hey, ride with me because I'm getting ready to go do some crazy stuff. I'm going to get ready to rob a bank, or, get you caught up into some things where you're like, oh, no, this is not where I need to be in my life. But you
Or
still
they,
follow them. You still go out to the club. You got a good dude, but your girl's like, go first, like, girl, he'll be all right. And you keep running around with these women who don't want to do anything but be at the club, getting drunk, twerking and bouncing and popping. But you got somebody good
right.
that if you spend time with them, you don't know what kind of empire y'all can build together. But you're
Yeah.
at war. So you spend time,
Together.
you can build together, or you can be over here entertaining nonsense. Know what you want and don't be the weapon formed against yourself that keeps you from prospering. Good morning, Annette. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning. She said, this is so true. God will wake you up. I give him all the praise. You have to be accountable for yourself. Yes, ma'am. It's accountability. It's discipline. Reverend Pastor, this is a powerful conversation and one that's been discussed many times. This is the year that we stop listening and start living these truths out. That's exactly what
You are exactly right.
we have conversations all the time, but it's meant for us to I think it's Maya Angelou that said, when you know better, do better.
Mhm.
When you recognize that it's you, stop trying to make it about everybody else, because at the end of the day, you're responsible for you. So
Yep.
the choices that you make, the decisions, the thoughts that you have, that's another one that comes up, the beliefs that you hold. If you believe that money grows on trees and you out here reckless and all that, it goes back to Sparkle saying, you got to manage your finances. You got to
You
know,
have to. I'm
you got to
telling
manage
you,
your
people that
finances.
make less probably people. It's people in this world that make less money and live better
Mhm.
than rich people because they know how to manage their money. They might have less. Just because you have less does not mean that you can't have what God has for you. Less doesn't mean not enough. God said that he will make sure that you have enough, but you have to be responsible with what he has. You keep talking about I want to be a millionaire, but you a hundredaire and you ain't even
Yeah,
managing
that's
the
right.
hundredaire.
You're not mastering the level that you're on. And that's the thing, Brother Pastor. No one can make me the best me I can be except me. Let that right there marinate on you. No one can make me the best me I can be except me. I'm the one that's responsible for that. Hit the nail on that one right there because that is powerful. You got to get that in your spirit, but you got to learn to master where you are in life. The last one is the profiles you follow. Who are you following? Who are
Back to
you
your
allowing to pour
influencers.
into your spirit? You know how sometimes people get, especially young people, you get caught up into militant type of people who are out here talking crazy, talking foolish, wanting you to go out here and do crazy things. And you wonder how people get caught up because they get connected to the wrong profiles. They get connected,
Hmm.
or people will single you out. You know how you can have you give young people too much access to social media and things like that. And then you have predators. And before you
Hmm.
know it, they're pumping young girls' minds up to be like, oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so lovely. Oh, I would love to see you. And before you know it, sex trafficking has occurred because they
Hmm.
got connected to profiles of people that build them up because they're not getting built up anywhere else. So they're
Yep.
searching for something and they're going in that direction. We have to be so mindful because sometimes, no matter whether you're young or old, sometimes your mind is weak. Sometimes you get caught up and you follow foolishness because your mind is looking for, you're searching for something, whether it's love, whether it's to be seen, whether it's to be heard. Sometimes you do things to bring attention to yourself, but not all attention is good attention.
Not all attention is good attention. It is
You got to
not
know
always good attention.
it's not always good
And,
attention.
and it,
And
it,
what,
it loves that it say tension because it's gonna give you some tension. If you mess some attention will give you some tension that you don't even know how to get this tension off of you. You don't even like now you're in a situation. We all have done it. We have gotten ourselves in situations because we wanted some attention.
yes. And you be
That's true.
praying, Lord, if you just get me out of this, Lord, I promise I won't do it again. And guess what we do? Get right back caught up in the same thing. Dana says a lot of people don't take accountability. So in a world full of people that don't, make sure you count yourself in and own everything about yourself, especially our word. That's literally all we have when we
That's
have
it,
nothing
sis.
else.
That's it, guys.
When we
That's
have
Is
it.
your word.
nothing else, is our word. We have to keep our word. It's back to what I said. Keep your word, whether it's to your the people that you don't even know. You know, if you told them at work, I'm gonna take care of that report, and then you gonna sit there and act like you don't remember you said it, or
It
I'm
goes
a
back to what you were saying about your grandmother. Like, you're just not gonna give them a gift because it didn't go your way. That's keeping your
yes,
word, right? Isn't that
yes,
Yes.
keeping? That's keeping your
yes.
word.
And it wasn't a word dedicated to him, but it was a word that I had already said that I was gonna do. I was gonna give him a gift. And when my grandmama told me that, it didn't feel good. I didn't want to do it, but I didn't want. I mean, I have a fear of my grandmama still at a grown age, so I didn't want to not do it because she told me that you better do it.
Right.
At the end, I under later in life, I
Exactly.
understood later in life. It took me years to
Right.
understand something like that. So if we have, we might not get why we're needing to change some things in our life right this second. Right? We're microwave. We think we're supposed to get it right now.
Right now.
StreamYard. But it eventually will come to you. What did Pat say?
If it doesn't align with purpose for my life, it's a distraction. If it doesn't enhance you, keep your distance. That has to be. We started out this year talking about being bold in 2025. You got to be
Mm-hmm.
bold enough to reject the things that are not in your best interest. You got to be bold enough to drop and stop and cut off the things that no longer serve you. You got to be bold enough to be about yourself and be about your father's business. You got to be bold enough to step into what is going to make you better, even at the cost of people's talking about you, laughing at you, not understanding you. Sometimes you got to be strong enough to go by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Right.
have everybody with you all the time. Sometimes if you want your people to come with you want them to be there with you want them to show up for you want them to support you. But sometimes you may have to get into a crowd of strangers to find the people who love you the most.
Oh, let's hit the bell on that. You have to get around some unfamiliar. Uh, and I'm telling, when you do it, it ain't gonna feel good to you. It ain't gonna.
No.
It like we want everything to feel so good. Okay, it's not gonna feel good. Stop
No.
accept thinking that everything gotta feel all cozy and oh, it
Mm-hmm.
makes me feel so good. It might. It's probably not gonna feel good at first, but get around. Like start attending some places you've never attended. It's always events going on. It's always different seminars going on. Sometimes they're free. So remove that excuse because
Yeah.
sometimes they're free.
Yeah.
And
Some
I got
events
to
are
say this last
exactly.
thing. Stop looking for everything to be free. Stop looking for everything to be a handout. Invest
That's
in
true.
you. Sow that seed into you. You paying for a ticket is an investment in you. You're investing in you to understand some of these weapons that are formed against me, some weapons that I am building up on my own. Invest in yourself. And investing in yourself is not just makeup so I can look good or trip. Sometimes it's some wisdom. Invest in some wisdom sometimes because it will help you grow and it will be way more than that $50 that you spend. It will be a whole bigger investment at the end than that $50.
Exactly. At the end of the day, all we're saying is you can't keep pointing the finger at somebody else. The weapon that is formed against you sometimes is you. You got to take ownership of that, take accountability of that. Good morning, Faye. Thank you
Okay.
for coming in. You got to know that it's not always somebody else is keeping you from being the best version of
Exactly,
you.
Reverend
One
Pat.
page said, if you won't invest in yourself to be excellent, why should others?
Why? You don't
You
believe in
are
you.
somebody. You are worthy. You are worthy of it all. You are worthy of it all. Why would you not put yourself in the best possible position? Go ahead and recognize
Choose
there
you.
may be some habits you need to break. It may be
Mm-hmm.
some, people that you need to get around to inspire you and encourage you, or maybe you need to sit down by yourself sometime. Maybe you're
Mm-hmm.
always running around with the
Yeah.
entourage, or maybe this year God is telling you, you know what, sit everybody down. I just needed to be about you.
Yeah.
You and me, this year, 2025 is about you and me. It needs to be you and me all day, every
Every
day.
day. All day, every day.
Ask God and ask the Holy Spirit to help you know which direction to go. But this year, we're not blaming people. This year,
Mm-mm.
we're removing the exterior people, the enemy. We're going to stop talking about the devil made me do it, or the devil
No.
be
Yeah.
trying to
Stop
keep me
giving
from
him so
having it.
much credit.
Yes, we're
He
giving the
at
devil
one,
too
that
much.
devil got the credit. His credit is so high
The
because
devil
we
be
giving
like,
him so much
sure,
credit.
hey, I'll take it. Look, you want to give it to me? I'll take it. But it really wasn't me. But hey,
I
I
have
got
nothing
it.
to do with that.
Dana said, if you think of it, our boundaries are our power. Once we step into boundaries, our lives start to change for the better. Once we choose to love ourselves, the world starts choosing us too. Don't let other people's noise
Hinder your growth.
That's it. That's what I'm
Hinder
talking
your
about.
growth.
noise hinder your growth. That's what we're talking about today, baby. Stop being your own worst enemy. Stop letting the enemy keep you from being amazing and brilliant and unstoppable and all these great things. You are the one holding you back. Sometimes you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? But
Exactly.
Yes.
you had that conversation with someone. It's not the devil, it's your choice.
It's your
Period.
choice. And we all have one. God does not be like, you better choose me. You better choose me. He's like, either choose me or you don't choose me. God is the most loving, nonchalant. Like, it don't make no difference whether you want to or you don't. Which one?
Which one? Y'all know, listen, we are out of time. We have came to the end, but thank y'all for tuning in. The lesson, Dana said, don't let other people's noise hinder your growth.
That's it.
Stop letting other people have the control and know that
Farika has
sometimes it's you.
said, Farika has said, I literally was was thinking about this pertaining my job.
Mm.
Pertaining her
Yes,
job. She was just, I mean, and it's pertaining everything. We can't, it's all, we're all guilty in some kind of way. I
Yep.
don't care who, but being guilty and
That's
working on
true.
it takes that when you're working on it, it takes away the guilt.
Mhm.
You got to do the work.
Dana.
You got to feed your faith and starve your fear. Period. And
That's
starve your
it.
doubt.
We loving all
We
the
love you
love
too, Dana.
over
Miss Pepper, love
time
you.
and still getting
Great day
love.
on purpose. Share this. I got to do the replay. Yes. Okay, Reverend
Yes.
Pat. Listen, we got to wrap it up because everybody's getting out of here. Reverend Pat, you are. Y'all know she's coming up behind us. Make sure y'all go follow Daily Devotionals with Reverend Pat so that you can get some good word. Because I'm telling you, she takes that time, puts that word in, so that you can study and build your spirit man. Because that's where we
Yes.
are. Sometimes your flesh is weak all the time, really. Your flesh is weak. So build up your spirit so that you can be having discernment. Uh, AG, she said, have a terrific Tuesday. So we're out of here. Sparkle, go ahead and wrap it on up, ma'am.
I love you. I love you. Like I think because I was still on the love. Like everybody was showing us love, so I thank you. We love you too. We believe God. Do you believe God? We believe God. I believe God. We believe God. Have a blessed day. Let's go and work
Let's go.
on us. Have a blessed one.
Yes. Bye.